Hey guys, so normally I say with a heavy heart or bearer of bad tidings and stuff like that, but uh this one's weird. So I'm sure you've seen this girl before. Her name is Lil Tay, and even if you don't know who she is, I'm sure you've heard the name. I'm sure you've seen her plastered all over Facebook at one point, or Instagram, or YouTube. Um, and apparently she's died at the age of, people say 14, 15. Um, so she's still a baby. Like when she started doing this online influencer thing, she was a baby. She was like 10. She's 14, 15, still doesn't know anything about anything, still growing up, and now apparently she's not going to have a chance to do that anymore. And this is awfully weird because this had comments and they've all been deleted because, so we're going to read this. I'll read this for you. It's just very it's just very strange. Um, So it is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news that our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and indescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected. That's one thing. That just seems very weird. This outcome has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surround Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. That's another thing. If someone dies of natural causes, they'll find out right away. To say that her and her brother's death is under investigation, that is extremely ominous. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt by all who knew her and loved her. So, this kid was pretty much thrust into the public image. Like, look at her, the fucking baby, and she's being forced to, talk in a way that she shouldn't, act in a way she shouldn't. Her brother, her mom, her dad, all of them were making her do this crap. Um, Look at her. She's a baby. Like, she's a child, and she was forced to do this by her parents and her brother. And apparently her brother died. There was a constant battle between her mom, who was a real estate with real estate, and Tay would have her film stuff in her clients' houses to make her look like she had money and all that. Um, Her dad wanted her to for a music career, so it was just a constant battle back and forth between mom and dad, brother getting involved. Her brother Jason, and now apparently not only has Jason died, but Tay has died as well. And the other ones where it's like, okay, well, go to a coroner and find out. But the fact that they say is under investigation, that just, and a lot of people in the comments, yes, there were comments before, a lot of them were saying the same thing. They were like, something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't add up here. By reading this, something does not seem right. The way they word things, certain words. Again, if someone passes, they take them to a coroner's office, they open them up, see what happened. Was it a heart attack? Was it a blood clot? Was it this? Was it that? But the fact that they're saying under investigation, this outcome was entirely unexpected. Outcome? That's awfully weird wording right there. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds even more unimaginable depth to our grief. There's just, people are just like, something doesn't sound right here. Something does not sound right. And I'm not blaming the parents. Who knows? It might have been someone else. We don't know until this investigation or whatever is done. And I certainly hope they're not doing this for money. Because there are times where they're like, oh yeah, Lil Tay has died, but then she was alive and well. And they do it to make money. So I hope that whoever's in charge here is not doing this to fuck with people to make money, because they are known to do that. So if we are indeed looking at a actual post here telling us that she has in fact died, this is actually tragic because, again, she was a fucking baby. 14? Didn't even get to really experience her life or do anything because she was always under the thumb of someone else. And now she's not going to have a chance to live her life if this is what we're seeing is true. That's tragic. This is what social media does to people. If that's the case, where, again, not saying anyone's responsible. People are saying it might have been the parents, you know, because they're back and forth with her. One wants to do something, one wants to do the other. We don't know. Investigations are for that. If they're under investigation, they might have looked into it already and saw that she didn't die of natural causes. Something caused her death. And I would hope that it's not her parents or anyone close to her. But the fact that her and her brother just suddenly die and neither of their deaths can be explained. But it is a loss. You know, it doesn't matter. You can say, oh, I never heard her. It doesn't matter. 14 years old. 14 years old. And she was essentially exploited by her parents. So it doesn't matter if you liked it or not. It doesn't matter if you watched her or ever heard of her. It should still resonate with you. 14 years old. Didn't even get to live her life because her parents were constantly telling her how to live it. Now, if this is true, she won't get to live her life because she's gone. So, I don't want to hear, oh, I've never heard of this person. Like I know that one person does. It's still resonate. 14 years old. For me, 14 years old seems like hundreds of years ago. You know, since I'm like 150 and all that. It seems like it's so freaking long ago. Think about what you're like at 14. Think about how much growing you still do. She's not going to get a chance to do that. She's not going to have a chance to have an actual life of her own or a career. Because apparently her life is gone, along with her brother. So, let the investigation plan out and pan out and all that. Do not harass them. Just respect their privacy. If you do say something to them in comments, you know, condolences, sorry for your loss, that kind of stuff. Do not harass them. Do not make accusations. Again, it's under investigation, so we can only theorize what... I mean, who knows? Maybe it was a natural death and they're just very, very, very bad at picking words. We don't know. But the fact that her brother and her both passed unexpectedly, it's just odd. And something doesn't add up here. But again, condolences to the family, her friends, anyone who knew her, and 14, just way too young. Way too young. But that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later.